to Reality Hour. I am Adam Samuel. I was going to make a joke to start this episode off where I was going to say, like, we have the same production level as American Idol now, but not exactly the case. But joining me for this podcast is my co-host, Eric. How you doing today, Eric?
I am doing good. We're happy to be going live again for this recording. If you're not watching it now, you're watching the edited version, which I will still be doing. But I figured this actually has better audio quality than what we've been doing. For the live episodes have had better audio quality than when we recorded on Skype. So I figured, why not bring back the comments and things? So yay, let's get started.
Well, I want to say that I think the headline is that we here at Reality Hour owe some people an apology. I mean, look, Eric and I, we are never the biggest fans of producers of these shows. We usually are watching, at least in my case, if I could just speak for myself, I watch for the contestants. Maddie Poppy kind of summed it up perfectly in a tweet. Here for the contestants, not the game, or something like that. But what I'm saying is I will always take the contestant side, and I have no qualms shitting over the producers at any point. If there's a decision, even if it's probably not their fault, we will still call them out. But I got to say, as much as we make fun of them, they handled this pretty well. And they made for an enjoyable 2 hours of television. And it was great.
In some ways, it was actually better than the studio shows. I mean, first of all, we sort of got studio recordings again because there's no audience. So we got like good quality audio of all the contestants. That's the first good thing. And the second good thing is that the reason I picked up on the reason I like this so much, which is that when the contestants were singing, it was about the contestants. There were no judge cutaways. There was nothing. It was all about the contestants. It was perfect. It was as good as this format could have possibly been. And the only complaint I have now is that we only have 3 more weeks of it and that we cut the live show number in half.
I thought 4 more weeks. 4 or 3?
No, 3 more weeks. There are 4 total live shows.
That's really awful.
It is awful because they show that they could do it so well. It just pisses me off if they're only going to do it 3 more times.
The thing is that it wasn't just good, but it was really good. Like the quality. I was kind of expecting like what I read, like kind of something like this. Like I said, I had a joke already that I messaged Eric before, but no, the quality was great. I mean, I took when I was in college.
I shot an iPhone commercial that Apple's ever gotten. By the way,
I mean, they some of them they looked like music videos. Like when they have the cutaways for, I think particularly with Olivia, it was very Olivia and also Lauren Spencer Smith, who we will definitely be talking about. It didn't seem like it was shot from home. They did it really well. And I took a TV production course in college, and kind of whenever you film, there's always at least three cameras. There's camera A, there's camera B, and there's camera C. And you could see that kind of with the setup that some of the contestants did. And it was just interesting to kind of have like a stripped down kind of peek behind the curtain, if I could say it like that. And it was just an interesting experience. I think the show delivered. I think it had the contestants delivered. Was it the greatest episode vocally? No, but it was good enough. And when your standards are so low, that anything kind of above that just really, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Eric.
This was my favorite episode of American Idol this year, and probably in the past 2 years.
Which is funny because as good of a show as it was,
I never thought I would have been this happy with it.
I was just going to say that as good as the episode was, I don't think the performances were. There was nothing that blew me away, but they were all
really enjoyed. But there were a couple that were just mediocre for me.
No, but I thought they were just solid, which is what as much as they needed.
None of them were bad. None of them were like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Yeah, no one suffered from poor internet connections. Everything it ran smoothly. Someone did point out, I was reading on Facebook, which you can never trust Facebook commenters, but some people were saying that with one of the contestants, they could tell that maybe it was shot like there were 2 versions of the performances.
There were 3 of all of them.
I don't care. Like
I
honestly, Eric, this might be blasphemy to the highest order, but I would be fine if the contestants recorded it a couple of times because we're at this point. I don't mind. Like, just give me a good television show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I basically agree. I feel like at this point, I feel like the most important thing is getting a good performance for all of them. And if that takes more than one take, I'm fine with that.
I just want good television. Like, I don't even care about like good performance. I just want to be engaged, and the show kept me engaged, and I wasn't expecting it. Would I have preferred this as Eric would? I don't know if I would actually go that far. For some of the contestants who did like the upbeat, for particularly like Olivia and Lauren, I feel like their performances would have been better with the big crowd. But I did find it it was kind of fun, like when the performances would end and the family would kind of run and hug them. I will say they were totally told to do that, right? The producers totally.
Of course.
And someone also pointed out for Dwayne's performance in particular that when he was singing, there were the little kids there were like dancing along to the music. I think that's Michael Slezak actually pointed something kind of about this, where it allowed the contestants to kind of show, because if you're in a room, you can put whatever you want behind you. Like, let's say you're singing a sad song, you could go to like an attic that's like covered in garbage and kind of just like there's more to just the song and the performance than to the surrounding. I feel like that is a third element, if that makes sense, Eric. And I think that you can do a lot with it. Although I will say the contestants who chose to sing outside are some of the bravest people I know, because I have no idea. There could be some gardener or some random Joe Schmo just walking by.
The person with the air horn was my favorite tweet of the night.
Logan points out in the chat, Francisco's performance was definitely multiple takes. Yeah, I don't care. Though, honestly,
takes.
Yeah. Do you care though? Do you think what's your opinion on it?
I told you,
because
I'm fine with it. I feel like whatever it takes to get the show that good, I'm fine with.
Because not everyone, even though they got the same equipment, it is kind of, people have more material to work with than others.
Filming themselves than others, yeah.
So if you're gonna cut the performance in 3, like I'm okay with it, and I as long as it makes for a better television. Would I prefer it on a regular season of Idol? No, but because we're doing it this way, I think we can bend the rules.
We can bend the rules a bit, yeah.
Kind of a little bit. Is there any kind of big news to kind of touch on before we kind of get into these performances?
For Idol, no. For AGT, premieres end of May. So.
All right.
So that's the only headline, so we can just blow right past that.
We're not here for America's Got Talent. We've got good TV here to talk about.
Today we are not. We'll get there eventually.
All right, so let's go through these performances. Oh, one last thing. What did you make of Katy Perry's kind of thing?
No
whatever
comment.
That was.
Let's pretend it never happened.
One other thing, which was also super
about this format, was that I could pretend that there were no judges for performances, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. One person actually pointed out that Lionel, like behind him, he had like, oh my god, I forgot the word, like a dresser or something, and on it there was an urn, and some people were making theories about what that was. That was the most weird and cool part of the show, is to kind of like see their houses and see how they decided to set things up. I think it's cool.
A weird or cool part. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, so we are going to go through the performances, kicking off with Kimmie Gabriela performing "Leave Me Lonely" by Ariana Grande. Great performance to start the episode off. Like, it was once. It's so funny because Kimmie is so forgettable, but because she was first and everyone was kind of like riding on her, like she's gonna set the mood for the episode, and everything worked. It was like I was watching it, kind of holding my breath, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna work. Like this is okay."
Yeah,
after, I was like,
I wasn't watching for her. I was watching for how are they gonna edit this, and then so
it was. I found that ironic that they put her first, because it was like, if it all goes down in flames, like this is the harbinger. We will know after this. But no, she handled it pretty well. Look, it's an up-tempo song, but she's just casually performing it. Like, just I thought she did as good as she could have with it, honestly.
I think she's on the bubble. I think she Might sneak into the top 10, but I highly doubt it.
I disagree. I think she's gone.
I think you're probably right, but we'll see.
Gil says it's American Idol, not MTV Cribs, Adam. All right. Well, Kimmie, look, her entire run. Had this been, if we're going from 10 to 14/12, I could say maybe. 10 is really steep here, Eric. I think this is not looking for growth. This is looking for survival. Like these contestants are not. This is like if Pia Toscano, that there's no time to do any up tempos. You just do what you do and you get through. It doesn't matter. Just do what you got to. People always say like American Idol is a marathon, not a sprint. This is a sprint. This is you just plow through. But Kimmie, yeah, she sounds great. It's the most engaged I've been with a Kimmie performance. But I think it's too little, too late. Honestly,
I tend to agree.
All right, we have 20 performances to get through.
So we can go for a little faster. Next up in the death spot is Joven Webb.
All right. Let's talk Joven, because coming into this episode, he was the one I was most excited for. I was most excited for him, but I also thought this setting could really be like a negative for him because it is not. I feel like he breathes off the stage with a little help from my friends. I was like, right from the opening bars, I was like, oh, I don't know about this, Eric. I don't know. What about you? What do you think?
Honestly, the thing is, the song choice, I think, was a good song choice for him, but the execution was a bit disappointing, if I'm honest. I think he's been better in the past. He got 10 votes for me, but they're basically pity votes. Like, he's gone now, unfortunately.
This would have been fine had we been, like, on top 12 week, but this is not top 12 week when one person goes home. This is top 20 when 10 people are going home, and I think this song choice flushed his chance. I think it's just not a song. You can't. First of all, it's dipping into that territory of music on American Idol that's just so overdone every season on The Voice, not just American Idol. I was saying where it's just overdone, and it's one of those songs that just doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of the same thing every time. There's no real room to grow with it. And I'm just so disappointed because I wanted some blues. I wanted some hard, like that blues that's kind of right on the verge of being like rock. Like I wanted some Johnny Lang. I wanted some like real energy. And I kind of got.
Well, I've heard there's a performance of this from X Factor actually. Benahana, one of my favorites, sang this song at Judges' Houses and killed it. I thought it was one of my favorite performances of his. And so
Judges' Houses aren't the live show.
It's actually. Judges' Houses and this were pretty damn comparable, I'd say.
Actually, I take your point. Yeah, good point.
No audience, just in the house. Yeah, it's exactly this is the most closest I will ever get to doing Judges' Houses. So
yeah, it was also a little bit cool because during his performance, you get to see like the backup singers. Like it was really cool. Like I said, it was very like
the way they edited it was fantastic. Yes.
It was awesome. Like it looked cool. Like I'm not used to American Idol being that engaging kind of. So I loved it. But Joven, I think the song choice, like I said, I wish this could have been a season when we had more time. More than any other season, I feel like this would have been a season to go slower with like this. I mean, how much American Idol usually costs so much money to produce, and this has got to be fractional, like not even fractional, but like point of whatever. And I just wish we could get more of it, but it's all Katy Perry's fault, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's talk about Franklin Boone doing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears. This is another song that kind of lays there a little bit, unless you're doing Lord's version, which I've never actually heard done on except maybe America's Got Talent. It's one of those songs that you got to do something with it. You got to go somewhere extra, different. I would, on a regular season, if this was top 20 and we were in a regular season of Idol, I would have called this a bus, Eric.
The thing is, this was actually one of my Franklin performances I liked better because I really haven't been high on them in the past. I've heard 2 amazing versions of the song by David Cook and Brian Justin Crumb on America's Got Talent.
Was it the Lord version?
What?
Was it the Lord version?
Might have been. I don't know the Lord version, but
the Lord's version is epic. If you haven't heard it,
probably that one.
People in the chat, go look at it. It gives you adrenaline. It's I don't know. Go on. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Yeah, I mean, didn't sound terrible, but not good enough, I don't think.
Outplayed Panda says in the chat, for Franklin's performance, it seems like the band played too loud. It was hard to hear his voice. I don't know. Maybe he was just singing quieter.
There was one performance where the sound mix was a little off, and I think it might have been Franklin's, but yeah.
Look, I think Franklin is also a goner, honestly. Pretty solidly a goner, but he sang nice. It's just the song choice. I think he was doomed unless he did some ridiculous thing, something out there, because I don't know. I think he was fighting a losing battle going in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, from there we go to one contestant who is surprisingly one of the highest for me of the episode. It is Olivia Ximnez performing "Bad Guy" by Billie Eilish. Eric, I gotta ask: are you a fan of Billie Eilish?
Not really, but I like some of her stuff. I'm not a huge fan, but I will say I loved that Olivia picked a current song that actually could show that she could be played on the radio, which is exactly what she needed to do. And I threw her a couple votes after this. Actually, I liked it.
I really liked it. Like I said, it was one of the highs of the episode for me. It just,
me too.
It was like a music video. Like they edited it. Like I loved it. Like it just was so different. It's something I'm just so not used to getting. And she's performing like in her living room. Like you could see she has her cameras set up and there's like a fireplace or something behind her. And it's just so different. And it was refreshing and she sounded great. That's the thing. No one really flopped this episode. Everyone was kind of really, really solid. And I would almost, this is just like such a bad thing to say, but I prefer like if it's the pre-taped a little bit, because I don't know. I'm not making sense, but I liked getting to see Olivia kind of, this is where she would go. I feel like with the kind of the upped spectacle of it, I think it just made for a better, kind of more engaging performance. She sang it well. I didn't really hear that many bad notes. Like I said, it was really solid.
Agreed. I liked it a lot. She got my votes. She was one of 2 contestants who I voted for after I voted for my initial favorites. So
I think she is probably also a goner.
I think so too, but I threw her.
But maybe that's the thing. It's like some of these were good, and like in a regular season, I would be like, maybe is what I would say. But yeah, I don't see it though here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we move on to Louis Knight performing "If the World Is Ending" by JP Saxe. This took it down. To very down. The dude sounds like he's about to cry while he's singing this song. Like he poured in the emotion, but it's not like the crying of stage fright. It's more crying of like the feeling, the actual song and the performance. What did you make of it, Eric?
The problem is they played the clip from Luke Bryan right before saying that he's one of the most talented contestants they've ever had on the show, basically. The problem is he's okay, but they're hyping this kid up so much to the point where he can't possibly deliver. And I mean, it was fine, but yeah.
We get one every year. We get like the Sam Wolf, the Daniel Sevey. I feel like he's kind of in that category. If I was almost going to say, I don't think he's like Alex Preston. I think he's more Sam Wolf, if that makes sense.
Goes out in 5th instead of 3rd. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I don't even think I think he is on the bubble. honestly.
I
I would
so.
say that.
I really hope so because I don't see what they see in him.
Outplay Panda says Louis tried too hard, kind of wrecked his performance. He tried too hard. I don't know. I feel like the audience that he is playing to will eat that up. I think he will. The people, if you were on the Louis train, I feel like you're not going to get off it from something. I feel like he delivered what he needed to do. It was solid. But the problem is he's one of those contestants where you're not going to get so much versatility from him because it is like I think he is going to stick to his lane here. He's not going to do too much different. But I think he played to his crowd is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Logan in the chat says, I'm just glad Louis finally realized that it's okay to pick songs by non-British singers. He'll be a goner in top 10 week. Yeah, if he makes it through this round, I think he gets cut next. I don't see him in top 5, honestly.
I hope not. Okay, let's move on to Michaela.
All right. Eric, I think Eric's favorite contestant. No. Top 2? Top 3. All right. So Michaela Phillips performing Greedy by Ariana Grande. 2 Ariana Grande songs tonight. Well, yesterday. But what'd you make of it, Eric?
Best voice in the competition, but I think she's a goner. She really needed to connect with the song, and this one did not let her do that. This was just like, it let her show off, but she's showed off before. And I think she really needed to like strip something back and just prove that she could dig into the emotion of a song for me to put her number 1. And I couldn't after this. I'm sad. I like her a lot. She has a great voice and she has potential as an artist. But this wasn't enough, I don't think.
It's funny. I'm actually higher on her than I think you are. I think she's on the bubble. I don't think she's a lock.
I think she's on the bubble because she deserves a second chance.
I mean, we can't put everyone as goners, Eric.
Yeah.
Catherine Turner. Points out the band drowned her out. Yes. The problem with Michaela is that I don't believe her, if that makes sense. It's just very rehearsed. And I feel like there's no in the moment kind of living it. It feels like she's just doing. She doesn't feel it. She's just kind of, this is harsh to say, but I feel like she's almost showing off instead of actually living in the moment of the performance. And I feel like some of these other contestants, like I said, Just Sam, who is kind of the antithesis of Michaela, who is just all emotion. Like Michaela needs a little bit of that to kind of get into the performance because once she can, I think that is the sauce she's missing. She's like a pizza without the sauce. Like she just needs that emotion, and I think she'd be golden. But the problem is this is a problem that a lot of contestants who come from America's Got Talent onto American Idol have. It's they struggle with the emotional side of it. It's they fail to connect with the audience. We saw it with Olivia, we saw it with Mara, and now we're going to see it with Michaela, I think.
We'll see. I mean, I like her. I was a little disappointed by it because I see the potential that she has as a singer, and so. But yeah.
But like you said, I agree. I think she's one of the top 2 or 3 best vocalists. Like on paper,
she's one of the top 2. I think she is the best vocalist in the competition.
And I just don't feel anything when she's like almost forgettable in my opinion. Like because there's just so little to latch onto. Like she sang it well. There's nothing wrong with how she performed. It's just I came away going, that happened. Like it's good, but there's no. I want to make a SpongeBob reference, but I feel like no one would get it. There was one episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob is in a cooking challenge with some king, and the king makes like 100 hamburgers, and SpongeBob makes 1. But SpongeBob's tastes better because he had like that special sauce. Like that's my opinion on Michaela. But anyway, we move on.
And references I've heard, but okay.
What?
That wasn't a
Grace. That wasn't what?
That wasn't a necessary SpongeBob reference. I'm sorry.
That wasn't a good one?
It was okay. I've never seen that episode.
Logan called her Holly Kavanaugh 2.0. I 100% disagree with that. No, Holly was perfect, and Holly is one of my all-time favorite contestants. And shame on you.
Okay.
Grace says it's always good for a SpongeBob reference. There you go. Which speaking of Grace, we are going to our next segment is not about a contestant. It is about Mr. Bobby Bones. We get a little bit Eric, what have you thought of Bobby Bones is mentoring this season?
I haven't thought of it, and that's what I think of it.
Yeah, apparently the theme for next week is going to be songs that remind them of home, but they already are home.
So
that doesn't really make too much sense.
Yeah, we can get Bobby Bones, and let's talk about Elena.
Elena, isn't it Aliana? Elena?
I don't know. The good news is I don't have to know because unfortunately the song choice doomed her. So we're not going to have to talk about her next week.
Aliana Jester performing Run to You by Whitney Houston.
My favorite comment of the night from Katy Perry was, "I'm so glad you chose that song."
Oh my God.
Why? Because that comment was basically Katy Perry saying, "Yeah, screw you, I don't want you here anymore." Because this song choice doomed her. Because the thing is, if you're going to sing this song, you have to absolutely nail it. And even then, you're probably still doomed because we've heard it a zillion times. But the fact is, she didn't even nail it. I mean, I've heard better versions of this song. So
there's always one. There's always one that's going to do the Whitney Houston song. And this was just bad choices kind of all around.
There are parts of it where she could have done, for so many things that she showed parts that she could have sung it better, and then she made the wrong choices with it. So not only was it the wrong song choice, the song itself wasn't executed properly, as far as I'm concerned. So,
yeah. What did Gil say? Gil said no comment. Listen to Catie Turner's Home. It's not about the physical space. Have you? I don't know where I was going with that. Aliana Jester. The problem is that this is a song that there's nothing to do with. Like, you can't play with it. You can't kind of move around with it. There's not really that much to really do with this song. So it's kind of just gonna sit there and not have much to do with, honestly, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
The arrangement also is like strange with the lamps kind of all over the place. I mean, I understand what she was going for, but they were weirdly placed. Like, there's one like right next to her, like just weird, like all of them behind you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And any final thoughts on Aliana?
I'm ready to move on to Faith.
All right. In the chat, let's see. Outplay Panda says, yeah, she didn't nail it. Oh, my friend Allie's in the chat. Hi. All right. We move on to Faith Becknell performing River by Bishop Briggs. And this performance, Eric, made me mad because I really liked it. And I'm really bummed that we didn't see something of this earlier from Faith, because it was really good. Like, it was real. I liked the. What was that? You cut out.
I agree. It was pretty damn good. The problem is, I don't think it's enough at this point.
Yeah, which just bums me out because I liked it. Like, there were shades of something really special here, and I feel like we just kind of missed out on it, because we're gonna miss out on it because I think she is doomed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like I said, great song choice. I love this song. I've heard it. Who did I hear it? I think I heard it first on The Voice. There was a kid who sang it. I don't know who his name was. Help me out, chat. It was a kid on The Voice. I think he was like 15. Noah. I don't remember what his name was. I think he was on Team Christina. I have no idea. Help me out if you're if you know in the chat. Anyway, any final thoughts on Faith?
Nope.
All right. Well, we move on to Nick Mariko performing this song. This song. It's like a ghost, but like not a scary ghost, but like a ghost that just comes out, like looks at you, and then just walks dejectedly like away. Like it's a song that's just always, every season we get to see it. The only contestant who I feel ever actually did something interesting with this, ironically enough, is Dalton Rapattoni from season 15. I think that was the one time I was actually engaged in a performance of Hey There Delilah, outside of when I'm like listening to it on my iPod, Eric.
You listen to it on your iPod?
I do. I occasionally enjoy this song. Noah Mac. Logan got it right. Logan, that was it. Go on, though, Eric.
I'm not sure I want to. You just said that you listen to Hey There Delilah on your iPod.
I like it. It's
so good. Honestly, when the first couple notes, I started laughing because I'm like, the song choice is just so bad. I burst out laughing. I'm like, wow. So he really did not want to make it through, I guess.
I do want to say we have 9 people watching us live. We've never had that many. Thank you for watching. I will say, on the topic of Nick, I really wanted Nick to do well. Like I said, he was. I always have those contestants that I kind of
thing. She was dead man walking.
He was dead man walking. He was like below even the lowest of the lows of the season. I think like below Faith, below like Franklin. I think he was
Lauren, who didn't even make top 20 on my list.
Outplayed Panda says Nick had a cool background.
So there's something positive.
I don't know if he picked this song. I don't know what the rules are, but
he picked this song, or
he picked this song,
or suggestive forced. Either one.
He was probably suggestive forced. I don't know. I don't really know. I just feel
he deserves everything was coming to him next week.
The dude was just screwed one way or another. I feel like he just had to go for something ridiculous if he wanted to make it through, and he didn't. And now he's going to go home.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of people, now let's talk about people someone who I really hope does not go home. My personal favorite.
Lauren Spencer Smith performing Mama Knows Best by Jessie J. Fantastic song choice. I think this is perfect song for her. I did feel that she pitched it a little lower than she could have. I feel like it was just one step higher. I feel it could have gone. I mean, when Jessie J sings the song, it's ridiculous. Like it is a Jessie J song, right? Yeah, Jessie J. When she sings it like up there, and I feel like Lauren kind of took it from here, and I feel like she could have gone a little bit in the middle, and I feel it would have shown off a bit more of her. I thought it was solid, but it could have been better. Is my thoughts on it, Eric?
Disagree. I thought it was fantastic.
Hashtag idle disagree. Idle disagree.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was fantastic. I think that she is the best overall contestant this season. And the fact that I haven't shown her gives me no faith that she'll make the top 10. And if she does, she's definitely not making top 5. But I really hope I get to see her one more time at least.
I disagree. I think she's going to make it.
I really hope you're right about that.
Look, will she win? No. Does she have a chance? Maybe. I think we get one of these belters every. She reminds me so much of Madison Vandenberg. So much of her.
But she's better. That's the thing. She's better.
But the one problem that I think is going to come of this is that a lot more of the comments were kind of directed to the lake that she had behind her than about her actual performance.
You see, that is a problem, but we'll see. I think picking a nice background kind of isn't a good thing to do, especially if you're already from Canada and there are Americans who don't want to vote for foreigners. So.
Yeah. Logan says, I thought Nick was one of the best of the night, and I'm ashamed to admit it. I hope he makes it through. I hope he makes it through, too.
You can like terrible songs. It's fine.
I I hope he makes it through because he's on my draft, and I have a really bad feeling that I'm not going to like the next episode because my draft is going to.
You're gonna like the next 3 episodes because you have the 2 people on your team who actually have a chance at winning.
Well, you said one of them can't.
So,
You're tweeting it, Julia. Can Julia win?
She's not one of the ones that can win.
Wait, there's Arthur, and who's the second one?
Johnny.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get the crown.
Yes, you are, unfortunately, because the coin screwed me over for a 3rd year in a row. Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on and talk about Sanaya Elyse, which right before we went live, Eric actually got to watch my live reaction to this performance. It was the one performance I didn't watch from the episode. And Eric thinks Michaela is one of the best vocalists in the competition. I think Sanaya is up there also. I think she is.
I think the
definitely
3 players are Lauren, Spencer Smith, Michaela, and Sanaya.
Maybe. I'll say maybe. But she's doing Warrior by Demi Lovato. First of all, the last time I think I've heard this song was Brianna Oakley from season.
You heard it more recently than that. You heard Michaela sing it.
Oh, really?
It was her Golden Buzzer song.
No.
Talent.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that. Gil says in the chat, you guys got to change it up next year. Rock, paper, scissors. That'd be awkward. You do like.
Well, that's exactly as random as the coin flip. Gil, so I'll still get screwed over.
Yeah, it's funny. I think you always get screwed over in the coin flip. I feel. I won it with Lane. No, I picked Alejandro last year. Who did you pick first?
No, you won it with Lane.
Year? No, who did you pick first? I picked Alejandro first.
Who did I pick first? It might have been Madison that I picked first. I don't remember. That's top 3.
All right. Sanaya. It's weird because I thought she, like I said, she has one of the best vocalists of the competition. I didn't really this didn't leave that big of an impression on me, Eric. I enjoyed it. I think she's going to be.
I like this one a lot. I voted for after it because the song is relatively new. And that's the one thing I've been missing from Sanaya is that she's been picking old songs that don't show that she could sing something contemporary. So the fact that she picked something new and killed it, she got some votes from me. Will she make it through? Coin flip. I'm not positive, but I lean.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would lean towards no also. I think she's got an uphill battle. I don't know why though. Like vocally she's good. The problem maybe it's like some emoting, some connection because
it's the fact that until now she's only sung old songs. That's the problem. And she's been pigeonholed as like a throwback artist when she shouldn't be because she has a good voice and she needs to pick newer songs. So this was a good step in the right direction. But I'm not sure enough.
How many contestants did we go through? There are a lot of people to talk about this episode.
Yeah.
What? We have 1, 2, 3.
20 performances in an hour and a half is fantastic. So,
we're not even halfway through the episode.
No, we're halfway through. We just finished our halfway through.
Oh. All right. Well, we move on to Francisco Martin performing Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Wow. How old is this song? It's got to be like, I feel like whatever answer I say is going to be too short. Like if I say 10 years, it's going to be more.
2011, somewhere in that range. Maybe.
This song was everywhere. Like this was one of the like markings of my high school. Like everyone would say, I think it was high school, however, whatever. But this was really famously kind of captured in a different light from a performance on Glee by Darren Criss and the Warblers, which was when Glee actually still was good before everything kind of went to hell with that show. And this performance of Francisco's really gave me vibes, like throwbacks to that Darren Criss performance. He performed it twice on the show. once with the Warblers and once where he kind of did an acoustic. The beginning kind of reminded me of that acoustic, and the end kind of reminded me of the original part. What did you think of it, Eric?
Unfortunately, I think he'll make top 10 after it because
definitely making top 10.
This is the definite type of performance that will activate people to vote. Not my thing at all. The one thing I'll say is that Logan says I think Francisco might have an actual chance of winning, and yes, if this is the pattern of the past 2 seasons, he probably will because I never get anything I like on this show.
But he's on your draft,
so there's that. There will be a bright side. But I will say this performance. The favorite thing about this performance was that it proved the judges will not be talking over anything because none of the judges talked over this song when it was just sung by one of them. So we're good on that.
Yeah, this performance, like, I wasn't that high on Francisco. I didn't think he was a threat. I think he's a threat now. I agree with Logan. I think there's... Where did this dude come? Like, in Hollywood Week, I was thinking we should cut him. And now kind of here he is kind of giving one of the best performances of the night, nope. I would say.
Great.
I disagree. I've watched this quite a few times, and I really enjoyed it. I think it was interesting. It was fun, and it was good. Like I think people are going to vote for him.
I think people are going to vote for him, but I'm not happy about that necessarily. Anyway, let's move on. I don't like crapping on people, but it's not my thing. That's what I'll say.
All right. Well, we move on to Sophia James performing "Burning" by Maggie Rogers, and I want to say I have never heard this song, but I loved it as soon as she started singing. And when she just like the first couple of bars, I was like, I'm into this. Let's go. And I really enjoyed this performance of Sophia's. Really surprised me because I thought Sofia was kind of heading down a certain path I can't follow. And she, at the last second, she switched gears and went left. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is good. Like, I can dig it. What did you think, Eric?
Parts of it I really loved. Parts of her tone kind of bugged me. So I'm torn. Is the thing. Parts of it were great, but then some of the parts of her voice just kind of irritate me for some reason. I don't know what the reason is.
What do you think about her name change? That's kind of been made such a big deal of.
I don't care.
Because where did this narrative come from?
Her names every single season when the live show starts, so I don't care. It's just something I'm used to on X Factor.
Remember Lila's?
That Lila's to 1 4 3 2 to Fifth Harmony. Oh my god.
1 4 3 2. Can you imagine if that had been? What was that even? What was that? 1 4 3 2.
1 4 3 2 actually probably would have been a better name than Fifth Harmony, especially after one of them left.
Who left Fifth Harmony first? Oh, it was the girl. Well, that narrows it down.
It was Camila.
Camila?
Yes,
Camila, who I thought was the best vocalist.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Do you remember when Demi Lovato pointed at her and said, "The one in the right is the best singer," or something like that?
That's not what I remember. I remember Simon Cowell saying the one in the middle is a good singer. They all do. Anyway.
Anyway, so Sofia, I loved this performance of hers. I thought it was really, Logan says Camilla. Sofia, I thought it was fun. It was different, and she was picked pretty later in the draft. I enjoyed this performance. I'm going to say, Eric, I think she handily makes top 10. I think she is a goner, though, top 10 going into top 5 week.
I'm not even sure she makes top 10. I think she might be a shock boot for you.
It would be the first time. Remember Ashley Hess?
We've had lots of shock boots. Anyway.
We've had Ashley.
When we cut
her about it
in half, it's gonna be tough. So for what I know, all of my favorites are gonna be going this week, and they'll have nothing to keep me interested. So
let's talk about Dwayne. Dwayne is performing "I Got You," but James Brown. I love this song. Don't think it's a good song.
I Got You, really? You forgot what the song's called?
What was it called?
Oh, there's like 3 words in it. I feel good.
That's called I Got You.
You know, it's called I Feel Good.
Pretty sure it's I Got You.
Look it up.
In the chat, settle this debate. I'm saying it's I Got You. Eric says I Feel Good. So, the biggest thing that I have with this performance, which I think is both brilliant, it's in, what's the word, when you don't mean to do something, like it's accidentally brilliant, is that he had a Christmas tree there while he was performing. Eric, what was going on with the Christmas tree?
Holy shit, it actually is called I Got You.
I told you. Yes, Logan even says, all I remember from...
In parentheses, I feel good.
All right, we'll call it a draw. But yeah, the biggest takeaway was that the dude had he had a Christmas tree in the background, which, by the way, got me thinking that if I'm performing, you just got to have random stuff in the background. Like, you got to have the dress. Remember the dress? You got to have, like, a voice that says, like, Laurel and Yanny. You got to have, like... What did you think about Dwayne?
He's fodder. Not bad, but the song did not give him a chance to stand out. And he honestly needed to win the entire night in order to survive. So,
yeah, I think he's
done.
Weirdly, I don't think he's done. I think he's on the bubble, honestly, because I am feeling, I'm seeing some buzzing for Dwayne. I'm not seeing that much, but I am seeing something. And look, I did like that he kind of had like his family kind of like getting into it. It was fun. Like it added another layer to the performance. I enjoyed it. Look, the song choice is pretty bad. I don't think there's that much to do with it, but it was fun. And that's kind of what I have my thoughts on the episode is I had fun. Sometimes I like to have fun watching American Idol. And this was one of the performances where I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm into it. I don't think you're going to make it through, but I'm enjoying what you're doing.
Okay, then. Let's move on.
There's still like 5 people more to go. How many people are there? There's so many. Dylan James.
20 people.
Let It Be Me by Ray Lamontage. Lamontage? How do I pronounce this name? Help me, Eric.
Dylan James singing it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
What do you think about Dylan James, Eric?
Not my thing at all, but it was competent. He might make top 10. I won't be happy about it. Whatever.
I think he's definitely making top 10.
Yeah, probably. I think he is too.
I think his story is kind of gonna get him a lot of votes. I think he's competent, and that's kind of what he needs to be. He's not. The thing is, his biggest strength is that he knows what his strengths are. Like, he's not going like he's been consistently in his wheelhouse. He's in the Bob Dylan lane, like kind of just a dude with a guitar going at it. You know what I mean? Outplayed Panda says he's boring. He's not my thing, but I think people are going to vote for him. I think he's going to weirdly find like he's going to find a base with like the Christian group, like of the viewers. I think he's actually going to get a lot from there. Yeah. Logan even says the older viewers on Facebook love him. I agree. I could even see him being top 5.
I'd be very disappointed, but we'll see. Wouldn't be the first time.
All right. Well, did you have any other thoughts on Dylan?
Really?
All right. Well, we move on to Arthur Gunn performing Lovin' Machine by Wyone Harris. This really reminded me of Philip Phillips.
Wow, what a surprise.
Like, he has the demeanor. Like,
insight you'll only get from us. Arthur Gunn equals Philip Phillips.
Like, he doesn't have the guitar. Like, he kind of does the same like things that Philip did, like where he's like moving as he performs. What did you think? He's
got a nice tone, and I do like it. There are like 5 contestants I like better than him, so he wouldn't be the worst winner of the bunch, but he's not my preferred winner.
Gil says he's going to ride that lane train all the way to the top. I don't think it's the lane train. I think it's who was the first one? The first WGWG.
That's David Cook.
Is it David? He's going to ride the David Cook train all the way to the top. All right. I don't know about the song that much, but I wasn't focusing on it. I was just focusing so much on the comparison that he's Philip Phillips, honestly.
Yeah, basically.
Logan says Arthur is slowly falling behind Johnny and Francisco. He's getting predictable. I don't know if it's that he's getting predictable. I think it's that maybe his performances kind of run together. They kind of are the same thing a little bit.
Which is also predictable. So, anyway.
All right. Any other thoughts on Arthur Gunn? It's funny. I don't have that much to say about him. Which maybe is a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's that he does the same thing every time, but people love it. He gets the most views on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. He's probably going to win.
Well, we move on to, look, I lost Genevieve in the competition. As you know, she was my favorite contestant. What season was she first on? Was she?
I don't remember.
Did she know Catie Turner? Were they? They were the first season. Were they? They weren't in a group.
They were the 16th season, Adam.
Tomato.
No, not tomato. I will never forget. I will never let it go.
Anyway, Julia Gargano. I don't have Genevieve, but I have Julia, is all I can really say. She's performing Human by Christina Perri. I don't like this song. I feel like it's very dramatic, a little bit too much. It's not my personal favorite, but she's going with the piano, and right there she gets a check plus from me. Eric, though, had a different opinion.
My opinion is basically the exact opposite, which is that I thought this was a perfect song choice for Julia, and I felt the execution was the problem. I feel like she could have delivered if she delivered this as well as she could have. This would have been the performance of the night. But it just left me lukewarm when it could have left me like blown away. This song has the potential to end the thing for her. And I think she might be in trouble after it, honestly.
I disagree. I just don't think it's a good song for competition. Because look,
could have been if she did it better. I do.
No, like Jax sang it on American Idol. Like, it's just not a good song for competing. It just doesn't. Unless you're gonna like burst into tears on stage, I don't think you can really do that much.
Just not ending it so suddenly and so like boringly. It just wasn't. The execution of it wasn't good.
Yeah, I feel like Julia needs to go like Dido, like kind of some more like I want her to be kind of greater than she maybe is a little bit, because I am rooting for her so hardcore. I will disagree though. I do think she makes top 10. I think she solidly makes it. I think she's still running it through. Jessica Muse did it better too. When did Jessica Muse do Human?
Was actually one of the ones I was thinking about who did it.
When did she did this song? She didn't do this.
She did. I forget what week, but she did, and it was much better than Julia's version.
Wow, I totally forgot that.
It was one of the ones I was thinking of actually for like how it could have been an amazing moment was Jessica Muse's version, and it was kind of disappointing.
But look, Julia is still my favorite. I'm still very much rooting for her. I hope she can pull it around, and if she does, my advice: stick right behind that piano. Don't go up tempo. Don't do anything different. Just keep doing what you're doing.
One thing that will make Adam root for you, no matter who you are and what you do.
It's pretty true. And look, I'm allowed to be biased. Whoa, we got Catie Turner herself in the chat. This is Katie, and Louis Knight is low-key boring. Yes. But he's got a lot of fans, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm holding for Julia Arthur. I liked Olivia's this performance. What about you, Eric? Oh yeah, I know you're Lauren and Michaela.
Yeah, I'm Lauren and Michaela. Anyway, we'll see. We have 3 more to talk about. So let's talk about the last 3.
Catie Turner, if you were watching this and you have any interest, would you be interested in joining the call? Could we do that, Eric? Could that happen?
We could.
All right. Just throwing that out there. Listen, Gil, we can't have another dreamy white boy who sings sad songs. He needs versatility. Yes, I agree. Otherwise, I'm curious in the chat. What do you think about
come in?
Julia? Okay. Oh, we got Catie Turner joining us.
I'm going to DM you the link right now.
All right. Oh my God, I'm really nervous now. This is exciting. Is this happening, Eric?
I think it might be. Let's see.
Oh, we have Grace, Just Sam, and Johnny West still to talk about. All right. Well, we will stay tuned, I guess, while Eric tweets that. I will say, should we keep going?
Let's keep going.
All right. So
that's got interesting.
Yeah, Gil, this got interesting. Let's move on to Grace Lear performing "Cry" by Faith Hill. Eric and I were kind of discussing this beforehand.
Hi.
What?
Hi.
Whoa!
Hello?
Whoa! Hey,
am I here?
You're here. How you doing?
God, you guys can see me?
We can see you. How you doing? You're live to our nine
Hi,
viewers.
everybody. What's up?
You're live to. We have 9 people watching us. So, Catie Turner.
Working? I can't. Oh my God, I'm so confused.
You're in.
How you doing?
Okay. Sick. What's up?
How you doing? It's good to hear from you. It's been a while. How you doing?
In the other room because she's really excited for me to be on here.
Katie, what do you think of this season of Idol? What do you think of this season?
Shady. I don't want to be shady. I just
no.
no.
What do you think of the season? I want to ask, what do you think about the season?
Okay, where did we leave off, everybody? What's going on? What's happening?
Well, I'm a little bit speechless because this is really, really exciting.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
hi.
Wait, you can see the comments.
Yeah, I can see the comments.
Oh, can you see the comments? Yeah, Logan is freaking out. I didn't realize that was the Catie Turner.
Wasn't I on here?
Yeah,
we did an interview. It was 2 years ago. It's our most viewed.
It's nice to be back.
Yep, welcome back.
Thank you. I can't believe.
Thank you.
I was actually just watching like old American Idol like clips of me, and I don't recognize her. She was wild. I can see why the Karens of Facebook did not like me, because I was like, oh, Katie, you need to calm your ass down. Jesus. They
were wrong. But you were awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kicked ass. You were awesome. So what do you think of the season, though?
This a regular thing this season. Oh no, I want to be supportive and nice to everybody. This is the only time.
Okay.
But
so what do you think?
Think
of the top 20?
I think it was actually really entertaining. I think what they did with what they had was actually really good. And I think that I think because everyone was in such like a relaxed environment, the competition was brutal. The elimination's gonna be hard.
1 week chopping half of them. It's just.
I think some people could have benefited from a live studio audience, though. Like I think Kimmie would have benefited from a studio audience, and then Olivia and her stage presence. Like I think some of them were made more for like the energy and adrenaline of like the live studio audience, like reacting to all those high notes and everything, but they still like killed it for what they had.
Yeah. And I think some of them actually kind of benefited from this setting too. So, I mean, it is what it is. It kind of sucks that we had to do it this way. I think the thing that I'm most disappointed about, which I was talking about earlier, was that we would have had more live shows this year than the past 2 years. And because of this, now we have less. We have only 3 weeks left of the show, and then we're done.
It's very rushed. It's very, very rushed, which is unfortunate because I think the talent for this season is the strongest they've had on the ABC reboot.
Yes.
And because they basically got a bunch of sangers like these people. And I think this is the biggest batch of like commercially like ready to go like performers. Like Michaela is a pop star. Francisco is like Shawn Mendes. Like these people already can just be tied up in a ribbon and just pushed out and presented, and there's not going to be that many, like it's not going to be hard for them to make it.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I just hope that the record label will still try to promote these people. I mean, it's just like the rush season kind of like I just hope that we get some good promotion for one. I mean, despite Lane winning last year, I mean, Alejandro's been getting a ton of promotion from them. So, and they try to spin it that he's the reason that all these people are on the show this year. So, it's tough to think about. I just don't know.
No, yeah, that they're definitely pushing Alejandro, which makes me feel bad for Lane because I couldn't imagine, winning a whole show and that like Alejandro is being treated like basically everybody is here because of like his inspirational audition. And even in the rooms, like there's been multiple times this season where someone has come in and they're like, wow, this was a special Alejandro moment, but they never really mention Lane.
Yeah.
And I understand it's kind of like they're gonna mention who's more successful right now because they need the success stories for the what's the word, the credibility of the show. So obviously they're gonna mention Gabby and they're gonna mention Alejandro. It doesn't matter what place they came in. It's if like it could give a name to American Idol again and make it live up to what it did in the past. If they can make stars.
Yeah,
they really want that. They're really going for it. Like that's what the show is kind of. They're thirsting for one kind of person.
I feel really bad. I think if they work social media, I think they'll come out well on the other side. I think this is going to come down to who can like really rock social media more than anything. And that's where I think the teenagers like Michaela and like Francisco are going to have the upper hand. And Arthur's going to be fine. I mean,
he's getting all the views. Like all of them. He's getting all of them.
Well, he's like a perfect mix of Lane and Alejandro.
And
like,
Philip Phillips.
Don't forget like he has the rasp and like the song choices of Lane, and then he can play guitar, and he has like the uniqueness of Alejandro. It's just like I literally was looking at like the top 2 mixed into like one person when I saw him.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this season stacks up, because I think Arthur is the front runner to win, but I don't know what's going to happen at this point.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprises because that's usually what happens with Idol. Like remember last year where
with Bloodbath cuts, there's always surprises. So
they had the chance to save Jeremiah last season.
Don't get me started on that one.
That was a big surprise. That I still think about that because it was like right before Elton John week too, and I was like, he would have killed that week.
It's not just that; it was the fact that it was after one of his better performances of the season. I thought Somewhere was an amazing performance from Jeremiah. So
I think it's now it's weird because I'm a viewer of the show, but I have to remember I was on the show. So like
Yeah.
sometimes it's easy for me to be like, but then I remember, oh no, like we're all really nervous, and you have to be a good singer to get on American Idol regardless. Like if you saw them sing in your like local bar, you would think, oh, like they're really good. But since they're stacked among like the best talent in the country, it's easy for you to be like, oh, Nick's kind of, but then I have to remember, like, okay, if I saw him out singing somewhere, I
Yeah,
would
I
think
mean,
he was.
Nick is the type of person who, I mean, what do you think of how they've been editing his auditions and stuff? Like, they
I think
really don't like this kid.
I think they did him dirty,
Yeah.
because he is coming across very unlikable, and some of the people who have made it through just kind of seem like the sacrificial lamb to get their favorites through.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of look at like a Nick and say, okay, everyone wants him gone.
I
So
mean,
he's like,
the
he's gonna go.
production clearly wants him gone, but I think I think if he didn't pick Hey There Delilah, he would have had a shot, possibly.
It all comes down to song choices, and I think we need these boys, we need these white boys to stop relying so much on sad ballads where you can get by not pushing yourself to your full like ability, because you can say it's emotions. Like you don't have to go all out and show everybody what you can do with your voice, because when you're singing these songs, it's all just about like emotion and feeling it. So that's how they can get by. But I need more versatility. I need like Louis Knight to do something that, because Arthur Gunn dropped his guitar this week, Franklin Boone dropped his guitar. I need Louis Knight to stop going for the dream, like the teenage dream, like
I
heartthrob.
mean, the thing is, on paper, I see why they love this guy so much, Louis Knight. I mean, on paper, he's super marketable. But the hype they've given him compared to what the performance he's delivered is kind of a mismatch for me. And it's like, I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of confused by it a little bit. I feel like, are the judges and I watching the same thing each time?
Well, it makes me think that what are the judges judging on? Are they judging off marketability? Because that will make sense. Or are they judging off
You kind of have to assume that they are. So
talent? Because they're smart. I know in some ways, I know why some people are getting through, because it's obvious. Like, okay, well, it has to be a package. And Louis Knight, at the end of the day, there is a niche for him. But I think if he wants to be a full-blown pop star, which is what American Idol wants to make, they want to make something huge. I think he is going to have to show more versatility. But if he doesn't, he will be fine after the show, because there is that niche for like boys who just play piano and sing sad songs. So he'll be fine. But I just think if he wants to be an American Idol, he's going to have to push himself a little bit more.
Katie,
I
do
think
you have a favorite contestant?
The greatest example of just like doing the most with nothing is like Olivia. I don't think Bad Guy was a good song choice, and I'm saying that as a girl who picked Havana because I just thought it was popular. And like
That was
current,
good.
Havana was one of your two best performances.
That was one of my favorite
well,
performances of yours.
But I just don't think Bad Guy, if you listen to Bad Guy, the actual song, it's not really vocally challenging, but Olivia did the most she could with it. And
absolutely, she was one of the ones that actually surprised me the most, because her problem for me was that she was picking older songs that were too old for her, and then she picked something current, and which actually, you're right, that song, Billie Eilish's song, did not have a lot of vocal range in it, but she added it to it, and she didn't ruin the song somehow while still expanding what the song could showcase for her voice. So I was really impressed by that one, actually. So
she was, you could tell like there's a hunger in her eyes, and she's just like, I'm not going home, and I will like do everything in my power to get America to vote for me. She was good. You could just tell how much she wants it, and she's just very likable.
Yeah.
And I feel like with her, you always feel connected, even if like, I don't know, how do I explain it? Like Sanaya, I don't feel connected to her performance. And when I watched her, I was like, this isn't a bad performance. No, like vocally, it's a good performance, but it just wasn't doing anything for me. Like I was, compared to the other people, I wasn't gonna be remembering Sanaya's performance at the end of the night because it wasn't bad. It was good. It just wasn't mind blowing.
Yeah. So who's your favorite this year? Do you have?
That's my question.
Feel free.
I think Sofia and Julia. I think those two girls are really, 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 they are sharks in the competition. I think Sofia, her musical knowledge and her musical like background, like her pedigree is amazing. She comes from such a musical family, and like her uncle is like a drummer for like Avenged Sevenfold. Like music is in her blood, and I think she can play guitar and piano. And when I look at her Instagram, what's interesting is I don't think Sofia is picking song choices that can really show everyone just how amazing she is, because she's already amazing regardless. She could sing the phone book and I'm going to think it's amazing, but I think she has like a Judy Garland old soul type of voice, and I think if she picks some of those like older songs that can like showcase that a little more, I think she's definitely top 3 for sure. And I think Julia is just, she sounds like Pink almost, like Pink and Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah,
She
but
has
the Pink comparison I get. My thing was, I thought the song choice this week was perfect for Julia, and I just thought that I was a little underwhelmed by it, unfortunately. But the excruciating thing is I loved the song choice, and I felt like it could have been like a show-stopping moment for her. But
I think that would be one of those performances that would have benefited from
an
the
audience.
stage and the lights and the styling.
Absolutely,
and like
yeah.
in person. I think also, if like, I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed this, but for some contestants the audio was a little whack. Sometimes like it was louder than them. Like Michaela Phillips singing Greedy, I couldn't really hear her on like those high notes because I would only hear like the backup vocalist. It was so
that one.
loud.
Some of the sound mixing wasn't perfect, but honestly, it was all things considered. I was expecting it to sound like this. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. As far as the production goes, I was really blown away by it.
Yeah, I guess I'm more confused about, because now I know how they're doing it, right? It's like they do get 3 passes and then the second audio take they do. I guess I'm just wondering when they film it. Do the judges just call them up, and are they in like a Zoom call? Like, I'm so confused about that aspect. And then it's also like, are these 10 contestants gonna have to wait a whole week just to find out they're gonna get eliminated?
I don't think so, because I feel like that would the problem. I have a feeling results are going to leak, and the reason I think so is because I don't think they're gonna. I think they want those iPhones back for one thing, for pretending.
Yeah. Katie, do you think they keep the equipment?
I just think they need to let them know, because what I feel awful about is that whole Grace Lauren thing, because you have to think Alani was filmed in like January, so Lauren and Grace didn't know which one was gonna make top 20 until like a month or so afterwards. And at that point I was like, can we just let both of them through? Because that's like cruel almost. That's cruel to make them wait that long. And because imagine, preparing for the live shows thinking I could be here and then just getting that ripped away.
I feel like you were lucky because your season had result shows. So
yeah, except the only thing about my season is we would have result shows or like results, but they were very quick. I kind of miss the old Idol results when you'd have like a whole big I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Like a slideshow. On my season, it kind of was like, okay, everybody, Journey and Katie are going home, but this is your top 5. Yay, okay. And they like rush us off the stage, like, get off. So I think for the past, every season on ABC hasn't been getting like the proper result shows because I think every season so far has been kind of rushed.
Maddie didn't even get to talk after she won, so
yeah, that was also a thing. I sometimes forget like everything that happened that night. It was such a blur. So I just remember crying and looking like the matchmaker from Mulan, if you know, like everything down was a mess. But yeah, they also didn't let Maddie talk a lot about her album. I do remember that last season, that whole controversy. And then they
here's the thing. I even if I am not a huge Maddie fan, I still feel really bad because every winner until her got to perform their single on the show, and it's kind of shitty that she didn't get to. So
yeah, I definitely think like I think they kind of did her dirty, giving her a Disney duet with her boyfriend and not making it about her. Like that made no sense. And I love both of them. I was just like, Caleb, Maddie, why are you singing A Whole New World together? Like, why isn't Maddie singing Not Losing You on the show? Like, why can't we have everything? I just think that the judges, and this is as a former contestant, I think the judges need to start. I think what sucks is they have careers at stake and they want to be liked. So they can't really be mean because it's like their brand. They're like,
and the weird and the thing I'm going to disagree with on that is that we've had other artists who have careers on these shows in the past who have also have been more honest. I mean, or at least sometimes negative to some people. But
I just need them to be, because when I walk away from the show, I go, I had to learn everything by experience and trial through error, and I didn't really learn anything from like the judges' advice and critiques. And I think that was crazy about my season is they didn't critique any of us until like the finale episode.
Yeah, that was like, I remember that. That was so weird. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was like that's how everyone.
Why suddenly or why now are you critiquing people? You haven't yet.
So. Like when Caleb went on stage and afterwards, because we were in the back, we could watch everything, and suddenly they start going in. I'm like, oh geez, oh my god! It was like what? I've been coddled this whole season, and they're
the opposite of what most shows do. Most shows critique you for the whole season. The finale night, they say no more critiques.
I think that they just need to be honest and not be scared of that, because there's a way they can be honest without being mean. Like I think they need to learn that like it won't be a bad thing if you're like, hey, don't attempt Whitney Houston unless you think you can either nail it and be up here, because if you're just like right here, it's just gonna be underwhelming. Like never pick a diva song unless you know you can fucking nail it and it's gonna be a show-stopping moment, because it's just gonna hurt you in the end. And when they weren't saying that to her, because when I saw she chose Run to You, I was like, oh no, don't tell me she's doing Whitney. Oh Jesus Christ, no, don't.
And the thing is, and like I was saying earlier in the podcast, like Katy Perry Little said, I'm so happy you chose that song.
Oh, I'm reading the comments. Ooh, yeah. I just wish that the judges wouldn't be terrified. Like I wish they could realize that they don't need to compliment everybody. And because I think with Grace it could have been a stronger performance. But I also think that Grace isn't going to go home because she has the good she has the advantage. She has the advantage of being the only
country bracket
woman on the show right now. So she's safe regardless, because she's the only one. And when you think about it, there's like who's going to be slashed the most in these eliminations is going to be the minors, because there's a ton of minors. So I think
this is going to be the girls. I think
Lauren would have gone home, honestly. If Lauren had made it through, I think she goes home now. Honestly, Eric.
You think she
agree?
What?
I think had Lauren made it through, I think she would have gone home this round.
I blame Bobby Bones for poor song choices. Oh no, don't blame Bobby Bones. He's not involved in any of that. I promise you, Bobby Bones does not pick song choices. I remember that it's very confusing that Bobby Bones, they utilize him so much, because on my season what happened is I go into a room and it's his mentoring and I go, hi. And he goes, Katie, what do you say to people who think this is an act? Like, kind of questioning how I am. What do you have to say about people like who think this is an act? Is like they think your personality
he leads with
is too
that?
much. And I'm like, no, this is my real personality. And his advice to me, his mentoring, was good. Be yourself always, because that's memorable. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, I walked out just getting the advice of be you.
You know what? I will say, to give him credit, that's better than the advice Randy Jackson gave most people that season he was a mentor.
I mean, true. I just don't know what they're trying to do with Bobby Bones. I never even see him giving good advice to these contestants.
I remember one of my back in the old days of Idol on Fox. I remember an episode of Slezak and Melinda doing reality check. And they
best show ever.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I remember the part where Randy said, "My advice to you is just be you," and then they said, "But he talked a lot of other stuff. How insipid was the rest of it?"
Oh God, Slezak hated me until until it was about getting Maddie to win, and then we had like a weird like truce moment where it was like he stopped hating me, and he's like, I agree with
wrong.
you.
He's wrong from time to time. It's okay.
Not always, but his tweets are amazing.
I think what they should do, if they want a mentor, they should get someone who is on the show and understands the process, and it should be someone like Catherine McPhee, or because she had and still has an ongoing career. Like, she's an example of a successful idol that people remember. And I feel like she could offer more advice and help with song choices and everything. Because why is Bobby Bones offering help with song choices?
I mean, the weird thing about it is, like, if you're going to get a guy who just does a radio show, I mean, he does a radio show and he's very successful at that. But that's not really relevant experience to what the contestants are going for necessarily.
And it's already like in people who do country music's favor, because he's a country radio host, and I think that was unfair, because you're basically already giving country artists an advantage having a popular radio host for country music. And I just think they should have went with somebody who is either a singer and a reality show contestant to like let them know what to do, how to work a camera, like those types of tips, because you can go on Yahoo Answers and find a random stranger in Wisconsin telling you to be yourself. Like, you don't need Bobby Bones to tell you that. You need somebody to give you actual advice and to sit them down and go, this isn't a good song choice for you, and like, this isn't a good song choice for you, and you should go more this direction. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying so damn hard to let us all know that Ryan Seacrest is nearing the end of his American Idol life. And oh my God, surprise, surprise, Bobby Bones is the new host, which I will cry. That will be a cold day.
That is the general consensus theory about why he's the mentor, actually, for what I've seen.
I think there's a lot of truth to it.
I'm scared. I'm scared for that day.
I'm nervous.
American Idol history.
Because Ryan Seacrest on American Idol, The Voice, he's been the one consistent.
I remember I said to him, and I really didn't think he think I'd get this far. I didn't either. And I said, hey, can I be on your radio show? And he said, if you make top 8, you can. And I think like this was his way of telling me like, sweetie, no. But it was just kind of like letting me know, okay. And then I saw him at the finale night and I went, I made top 7. Can I be on your radio show? He looked scared. I have not been on his radio show.
You're on our show, and that's better.
Be an interview.
Our show is better.
Jesus.
What is your thoughts on Ryan Seacrest as a host? Katie, what do you think about Ryan?
Letting me actually talk about my idol opinions. I tried to do this for Alani, and then I realized I can't really say what I want to say because a bunch of moms could be like, well, your performances were never that good either, Katie. And I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot I was on this show and they have receipts of me doing bad. So, oh no. They
Katie,
can
you are
easily send me a link to Manic Monday.
You're always welcome on our podcast, Katie.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Have I been unmuted? Eric?
No, I can hear you.
I've been talking over you this whole damn time because I can't hear you. I was like, why is he being silent?
Wait, have I been talking and Katie can't hear me?
Hear you.
Wait.
Oh God. Eric, you're gonna have to talk and translate. You have to translate.
Okay, so you can hear me.
Yeah, I don't know why. Hello.
So weird.
Oh, I feel so guilty. I've been talking this whole fucking time thinking you were being silent as shit and ignoring you. But I looked at your mouth talking and I'm like, no, I really
can't.
No,
Adam, I can hear you, Adam. I'm so confused.
I'm so confused.
Adam, no, I'm so sorry. I'm such a bitch. I'm so
sorry. Can you like go to my there's our faces. Can you go to us and unmute? Oh, she can't hear me.
Oh no.
What do we do, Eric? You're the person.
Am I muted? Can you guys hear me? No, you're not muted. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear everyone.
They can hear me.
Katie just has hearing problems. Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
I'll just communicate to Katie through the chat. I'll leave questions to the chat.
Audio. Hello?
Am I there? Are we here? Testing.
I still can't hear you. Say something.
I have no idea what's going on with this, but I see a having issues link, but I'm gonna skip it because I feel like if I click it, things could go wrong.
God, I am so sorry, Adam, for talking for you this whole time. Like and not answering you if you were talking to me. This whole time I was like, why is Adam being really quiet? Does he not like?
I was talking. I was so.
Adam said he was talking.
I was talking. I was gonna message Eric because when I was
Adam. I'm so sorry. Please do not.
I thought I was being ignored.
Go to MJ's big blog and say Catie Turner trash.
I can't even say anything because she can't hear me. All right, I'm back. You thought you could get rid of me, but I'm back.
Oh my God, Adam!
Katie, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, I thought you were just being really silent. I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, why would they invite me and be silent?
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to have you. On behalf of Reality Hour, thank you for joining us. The last time you were on our podcast, it was our most viewed video on the channel. I think I said this one before, but thank you for joining us. It's good to hear you, and it's always good to talk Idol with you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yes, I love talking Idol. It's nice to be honest. Sometimes I wish I wasn't a contestant so I could go on the American Idol Reddit and just like talk with everybody. But no, I can't.
Gil says Catie Turner, the agent of chaos in the chat.
Katie
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. It just
I'm gonna assume it's probably for the best that I don't know what it means.
I guess cause chaos in my wake.
But Katie, before you joined us, we were actually just about to start talking about Grace. So what did she sing again? I don't even remember. She
Cry,
sang
Cassidy Pope song.
yeah.
Oh, Faith Hill.
I know it
know.
from Cassidy Pope.
I only know that song for Cassidy Pope, sadly.
It was Faith Hill because
I know who it
Grace
was.
takes on Faith Hill. I think. I don't know. I think it's a problem that none of us can remember. I think that says a lot.
It was Faith Hill. But I remember the only reason I know the song is because I watched one contestant that season of The Voice, which was Cassidy. She's the only one I watched that year. She sang it as her last song. Parts of Grace's performance kind of bugged me, but as it kept going, it got better and better and better. Actually, I thought. So I've overall, in the end, I liked it.
I love Grace.
I wish it was Lauren. I just wish it was Lauren. I think
Lauren goes home this round. I think she goes home if she doesn't. If Grace beats Lauren, I think Lauren is a goner this round. I think Grace at least has a chance. I don't like that we have to pick between the two, but Grace has a better chance.
Sad. Oh, Katie, please run me over to two of mine. Oh my god.
All right, I think I'm gonna ban that person.
No,
no.
no.
No. All right.
We're not gonna ban anybody. We'll just.
I think it's just they're just a country singer. That's essentially it. They're just a really safe country singer. They're a good country singer, but it's one of those things where I like contestants where you're gonna like fucking remember them down the line. Like Haley Reinhart and Casey Abrams, like they had like such good standout voices.
Did you hear Haley's new song?
No, not yet.
The new version of "Piece of My Heart."
No, not yet. Oh God.
Listen, it's awesome. I mean, she
like,
did a total flip of the song, and it's awesome.
But it's like that's what I'm talking about. Like we can still talk about contestants from those old seasons and remember their voices because they were so distinctive and like unique. And with Grace and a couple other people, they're good singers. They have really good voices, but it's nothing I'm gonna remember down the line. It's nothing I'm gonna go like, oh, that was one of my like favorite alums. Like Sofia and Julia and people in that mix I'm gonna remember for being really unique. And with Grace, I just think she's a really good country singer.
Yeah.
Well, can we talk about one contestant that I didn't hear you guys talking about before was Just Sam, who performed, I believe, by Fantasia. What did you kind of make of her performance, Katie?
I liked it. I liked it. I think ballsy move to cover a Fantasia song because it's Fantasia. It's just kind of in the same realm of like
it's the Fantasia song as well. So
it's like covering a Whitney song, and like it's a powerhouse diva song, and if like you have to nail it, and I think she did good with it. I think Just Sam is consistent in all her performances, and I think she's interesting, and I think she's I hope America doesn't get it wrong. I hope she's at least top 5.
I think she sails there. I think she sails to top 5. I think she's also really smart to stay out of New York because she stayed in LA because I'm right outside of New York and it is a cesspool of the virus here. So good move wherever. I think she's in LA, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah. So that was I thought it was a good performance. I liked it. I would have given it like a B+, honestly. I thought, I don't know if it was the arrangement of the song. Actually, I think I kind of like the arrangement. I think Logan says I think she might be the only girl with a chance of winning. I have a feeling you might be right about that, Logan. I think Just Sam is my only chance of winning the draft.
I want Julia. I love Julia. I think she's so good. I want Julia to win personally. But the only winner I ever got was Maddie. I loved Maddie so much, and Katie too. You were my top 2 who I wanted. In my draft, I had both of you on my draft. We did our first ever draft on this podcast. You were both on my team.
Oh my god, thank you. I disagree with both of you though on winners for this season. I think it's Mr. Gunn. I think he's just the safest option. Middle America loves him.
Well, I don't.
Like,
Well, I don't disagree with you at all. We're talking about who we like to win. We were not talking about who we think is going to win. We all think Arthur Gunn's going to win. So
I think Arthur wins in a landslide. Honestly,
I would want. Yeah, I would want. I agree with you, Adam. I would want Julia to win though, or Sofia. But good things don't happen to American Idol fans. Season 10 is an example of that.
Haley Reinhart.
Yeah.
Yeah. That season was so great until the last week.
I still get mad about that. Or right, Philip Phillips and Jessica Sanchez were the same season.
Oh,
yes.
That was the best season of Idol, period. The best season. Season 11.
The talent, too, insane. Jessica Sanchez, robbed of a career. I miss her. I think she had a stunning voice. I think she should be more popular than she is now.
Yes.
And then Candace Glover was in that season, right?
She was cut.
She was cut
really early, though.
Yeah.
Joshua Ledet, that top 7, Joshua, Elise Testone, Holly Kavanagh, Skylar Lane, Colton Dixon, like it was insane.
But also season 10, that was intense too, because like I think those two back to back had like the biggest talent pools, because like Pia Toscano too getting cut top.
Oh god, that was a nightmare. I was 16 then. It was a mess. It was such a good season, and the growth art of Haley Reinhart and just the
fact that Haley Reinhart made it to the top 3, she should have won, but the fact that she made it to the top 3 when after being in the bottom 3 the first couple weeks, that was back when growth arcs were possible on American Idol, and I miss those days.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with ABC American Idol. It's that the contestants don't have the opportunity to have like growth. I feel like in this new system of voting, where people get cut so many at a time, you're like Katie. We were talking about this earlier. The contestants don't play to have a growth. They play to survive, where they're just playing to have that moment, and they don't get to show a different side of them, because if you show a different side of them, you go home. There's just no chance to kind of have any growth on the show, because you're just, like I said, you're just playing to survive.
No, I think that's exactly it. I remember when on Fox, the live shows, they'd have way more, and I remember when they had enough live shows where it could be like the wild card and they could actually bring someone back, and it was like, oh, whoa, one more person. But now it's just like, oh no, get them out of the way, get them out.
Yeah, the wild cards are the 2 seasons of ABC. The wild cards were gone immediately. You know that if they didn't make the top 7, they didn't make the top 7.
I think ABC's whole thing where they're like, and they've done this 2 seasons in a row now for season 2 and season 3, where you have to vote for somebody to get through. I think that was a waste of time, because the fact that, you know, Layla didn't even make it through Hollywood.
None of them.
Yeah.
3 years in a row.
No one we've had to vote for that they like
ever
show. The Brittany Holmes from my season made top 50, but everyone else doesn't even get out of Hollywood Week so far. And I think if they were going to do a fan favorite, it shouldn't have been like, you know, like
someone who were going to cut the next round anyway.
Who should it have been?
I think Noah, like memorable, like really viral moments. Like I think that would have been like, ooh, like let's play dirty, like Noah Davis, because of like he was so viral, and I feel like that would have brought views. And then like Harper Grace, because Harper Grace was cut way too soon.
What happened to Harper Grace? I think she should come back.
I think she should go back too. I think she was robbed. I think they showed her do like her beautiful Hollywood Week performance of like Rest in Peace, one of the best original songs on Idol, I feel like. Then she was just cut. And then I think if they were doing fan favorites, I just think like people you actually remember should have like been. And I'm not saying you don't remember the rest of the 3, but it's like those really viral moments, like Yard Sale went viral, Noah Davis wig went viral. But it was like a lot of people from season 1, or they should have done people who actually got robbed during Hollywood Week, like Zach D'Onofrio got cut round 1 of Hollywood Week, who sang Frank Sinatra, and I feel like that would have been a good comeback story to be like, how could he get farther? Like, could he get farther? This is a second chance. And because a lot of those people who were being brought back, it was unfair. They made top 24. And
Why didn't Noah try out again?
I don't know. I think he's more focused on just starting his own career and not wanting to, be constantly in that like world of like wig alpacas. I remember Idol really milked that season.
Mm-hmm.
We have one last contestant. We were going through them all. We have the last one. I guess we should just kind of just really, if anything, just touch on him. Johnny West. What did you think of Johnny closing the episode with "What a Wonderful World"? Katie.
It was a surprising song choice, I guess. I wasn't blown away. But I think it was good. But I just know that Johnny West could do better. I just expected something a little more from him. When I watched it, I was like, if this is gonna be the last performance of the night, it should be like something to knock my socks off. And I kind of was just left going like, oh, it was the same problem with like Sanaya. It was like it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, but it wasn't.
It was perfectly well sung, but it just
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like Johnny, I've been seeing a lot of hype for Johnny, but from producers, and I mean the fact I put him last, there you go, right there. But I feel like I think he has a chance at winning, but I'm not sure that he's done anything yet that would make me feel like he deserves to win at this point.
He needs to have a Chris Allen heartless moment.
That type of thing, yes.
Yeah, that's gonna like basically make everybody go like, holy shit. And what sucks is unfortunately with like you guys said, there is no like growth arcs anymore. So like with Chris Allen doing the heartless thing, it was like, oh my god, and it was like
back in those days of Idol, you win top 3, you win the show. It's what it basically seemed like. And then
now it's the winners don't even usually win.
You only have like, oh sorry, that was my dog. He just is waking up and he just made the strangest noise. I think you only, because it only has 4 live shows, right? Top 20 to 10 to 5.
25 finale.
Yeah, they only have like 4-ish songs to even show us what they got.
Well, the good news actually is that for top 5 they'll sing twice, and top 3 they'll sing 3 times. So
it's just, I wish there was more because it feels so.
Well, obviously, I wish there was more, but at least we get 6 more performances from the top 3. I'm
just getting like anxiety though, just thinking. I get like pure rage when like America votes sometimes, and I'm kind of just scared to see like which people get cut this round. Because there are some people who are like really, really good, but their personality isn't clicking. Like I can go, they're amazing, but they're just kind of really good singers, but I'm not connecting with them. But talent-wise, I hope they get to stay. Like I hope Lauren gets to stay, who sang Jessie J. I think
my favorite this year, actually.
I think out of the minors, she's the best. She's giving me Kelly Clarkson vibes.
You might not watch the show, but she's given me a lot of Louisa vibes from X Factor, actually.
I watched clips on YouTube. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Particularly, the performance from Hawaii of Respect was the same arrangement Louisa used at Judges Houses, and that was one of my favorite performances. So,
I think that like Lauren, I look at her, I'm just like, she's strong. She's kind of giving me Madison Vanderberg vibes of just being a strong, consistent minor singer.
The one thing that she does that Madison didn't do for me is that I've actually seen her connect with what she's singing before, and I never saw Madison do that. And that was my one reservation with Madison last year, was that Madison had an amazing range and amazing technical ability, but I never saw her actually like she was smiling through sad songs and stuff like that, and
Yeah, it's all about sometimes I forget it's like, god damn, like it is about a whole package and not just the voice. And I think that's where Sanaya's gonna lose out because I don't think she is connecting with an audience. And also I think the producers did Sanaya dirty for showing that she didn't want Michaela in her group and then kind of made her seem like a diva. And it's like it's really like telling
well,
that the
good.
producers
She did that. I mean, I kind of fast forwarded through the drama parts of Hollywood Weeks.
No, yeah. Their duet, Michaela wasn't getting the song like right away, so Sanaya was trying to find like someone else to join.
Really? That was
And
was one of the 2 or 3 best duets of the night, I thought.
No, yeah, no, it was, but they like just showed obviously like the group drama behind the scenes,
I
and
mean,
like
they can't help
it
themselves.
showed cattiness, and I was just like, you can just tell like some of these people are starting to get like Nick is getting like the villain edit. And
Nick got a villain in it from day one, though, and they kept pouring dirt on him basically.
He didn't deserve it. I mean, I don't think he deserved it. He seems like a nice dude. I mean, the show just kind of, they like their villains every season. They like to have that one person. Katie, I want to ask, Johnny, we saw some returning contestants from your season, actually. Were you friendly with Genevieve? And did you know Margie Mays? No, you were not Margie's season.
I knew
but did you
her,
know?
though.
Oh. I
knew both of them. I met Margie. I went to her apartment once. Like when you're kind of in the Idol family,
what?
if you're not the same season, it's just one of those things where like we all message each other like, oh, congratulations. It's like a little family. So I've met Margie multiple times because Maddie Poppy was best friends with her too, and they're really close. So I've been to Margie's apartment and seen Margie a couple times. I knew Genevieve because she was my season and she made it to the 3rd round of Hollywood Week. I actually knew her sister too, which was that was a very hard storyline to get through. That I think that was one of like the saddest things for me because it was like hard to watch because I personally knew them, but I think Genevieve did deserve to go through to the top 20.
Absolutely,
she was my favorite. She was my number 1.
I think that she was consistent enough with her other performances where she deserved to get a second chance. Because I just it wasn't because I even personally knew her. I just thought that she had an amazing range and she was so likable. She's just so sweet and so nice, and she just gives me like Idol vibes. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just are rooting for them. You just really want to see them go far.
Mm-hmm.
And that was oh yeah, Margie straight.
What was that? When was that?
It was April of last year.
Huh.
I remember I haven't seen her since like July, but I saw her with her boyfriend at this time in July. And she said like, "Oh, my boyfriend can sing." I didn't expect this to happen. I'm like, "Oh, wow, your boyfriend can sing." Like, whoa, potentially the winner of American Idol.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad how they've kind of villain edited Margie though now too. And they've kind of.
Do you think we'll see her again? Will she come back? Do you think? Has she got a 3rd round in her?
I don't think she'll come back as a contestant. I think that's like almost. They're not gonna let like someone come back 3 times, but I think they're gonna, let her do something with Johnny in this season or something. They have to utilize her for something. If she's there in quarantine with him, I know they got something.
They showed her already. They showed her setting up his camera and stuff.
I just think what's unfair is they've kind of
buried her to build him up.
Yeah, they buried her and like kind of made her seem like a crazy, clingy girlfriend. And basically, like Katie's whole advice is like, ditch her. You gotta ditch her. You guys gotta like, you can't be this close as a career. And I understand where she was coming from because, last season everybody was like, Margie Mays is crazy. Margie Mays is like too much. Margie Mays is too much. And then she comes back to try and show that she's a serious like artist. And then it's like she's crucified for being too boring by like Katy Perry. And I kind of understand her frustration. I felt for her in that regard. And I think I always could tell though, if you go in as a couple, they're gonna split you up at one point.
Oh, absolutely. That was what I was about
It's
to
the
say.
Colton Dixon situation with
If you ever
Skylar.
like someone and want to be friends with them or in a relationship with them after the show, do not go on the show with them.
No, you will be split up. My mistake was telling the producers, I have a crush on Zach D'Onofrio. Oh, he's so cute. I have a crush on him. And then of course it was like, Katie stepped forward, the back lines going home, and I'm like, oh Jesus, oh what have I done?
It happens every year. They salivate when they have two people come into the audition room together. They just salivate because like, oh, you're going home first, and then you're going home later. And
like you're gonna make it far, and you're gonna like have it, and you're gonna get cut too soon. I remember if you guys remember from season 1, the twins, the Sposato brothers, that happened where like round one of the twins got cut, and then his like other twin made it top 50, and that was another moment. Like you just can see it coming. It's just a great story.
I don't know how they still get people to do it. I don't know how they can trick people into bringing someone else they like with them anymore, because they've done it so many times now.
No, it just never gets old. It just never gets old, I guess. I do wish if 2 people were going to go through, though, I was really rooting for in the auditions of this season, the guitar player and her friend. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Space Cowboy?
No, it was that she didn't make
Oh,
it before she had audition.
Yeah, she made it further, but he went home first.
No, I mean, like, I just wish they made it. It was 2 girls, and they just met that day. And it was, like, a guitar player, and, like, she was British, and she was, like, an older woman, and then it was a girl, and they didn't even make it past auditions, but they were just really pure, and then they became friends, and then they did, like, a
Oh, yeah, I remember them. Yeah,
I really was rooting for them. I was hoping she was good. I was hoping. Or like the other girl was gonna break out into singing, and it was gonna be revealed like they put her through. Like, do you want a shot? That's always fun when they, when they stage a whole thing of like, you can sing too. Do you want to audition?
That never worked out for anybody. I mean, it worked out for one person. I think David Cook was auditioning with his brother. And
then Peyton from season 1, the 2 sisters, and she played guitar, and then they asked her to sing, and then they liked her better than her sister.
I mean, Lane.
I remember that.
Literally last year, Lane auditioned, wasn't playing auditioning supposedly.
Yeah, that
is what they said.
That irked me for his friend.
Yes.
Because that was her moment, and then she ended up auditioning with the winner, and they kind of made it all about him. And I would be sad if my audition was being taken over by like, whoa, Lane, you're so good, you're so amazing, come back on the show, it won't be complete without you. Oh, by the way, you're good too.
Like, yeah, who was that girl? Like, that girl should come back, whoever she was.
She got eliminated like round 1.
Yeah. In the chat, what was her name? Remind us. Who auditioned with Lane? It started with an A. I think it was like Ashley something. In the chat, help us.
I forgot Sanjaya had a sister on the show. Oh my god. I totally forgot about that. Oh, Sanjaya. What a man.
I was rewatching old episodes of Idol. I don't know, for some YouTube channel that's been uploading all the old seasons, and it's been, reliving.
Ashton, that was her name. Some of these people have really good memories.
I just hope they get a 4th season. I really hope.
Do you think there will be?
I think there will be.
But do you think all the judges are going to sign back on, or they're going to have to get?
I don't know why you need them all.
I don't care. Honestly.
As long as you hold on to Ryan, I think that's the most important part. You can lose anything else, but if you lose Ryan, and especially if you replace him with Bobby Bones, that's too far.
I want Dolly Parton to be a judge. I'm just like, get another legend. Get her.
I really want all on my panel at some point. I really do. I know there were rumors that for season 16, but didn't happen, and I was really hoping. I hope at some point we get them all on my panel.
I do want to mention my computer is actually running out of battery, and I don't have a charger. This is the longest episode of Reality Hour I think we've ever filmed. So I don't know how much longer we're gonna go, but if I magically disappear all of a sudden, I want to say thank you for joining us, Katie. This was a fun surprise. I hope you'll kind of jump in for these spontaneous times. You have an open invitation to join us here on Reality Hour if you ever are just watching casually or you see something on the show that you want to talk about.
My mom always watches, so I was like laying right next to her, and she was already watching, and she's a big fan of you guys. Like, she watches you all the time. Like, she literally would say, like, I'm watching Eric and like Adam, and like this is their opinion so far, and like Eric doesn't like this one, and then Adam's like, she just knows everything. She's a big fan.
Who's she rooting for?
Oh shit, should I ask her? No. No clue. I don't think she has a favorite. I don't know. Mother! Oh shit. Mom! Who are you rooting for? I like Sofia. Okay.
Yes.
Wow, she can.
She's on my draft.
I literally hear her watching right now. That's so creepy. I can hear the delay. Oh, it's so scary. But thank you guys for having me. Adam, I want to personally apologize for freaking talking over you for the whole I just couldn't hear you. Oh my god, I feel awful.
Don't feel awful. Anything you want to promote?
Any new stuff coming out?
Oh geez.
No pressure.
I don't know. I'm just gonna probably just follow me on Twitter for really dumb tweets, I guess, about music. I don't know.
I'll do it for you then. Sad Vegan EP from last year. If you haven't listened to it yet, go do that. It was awesome.
Oh, okay.
Prom Queen 10 million. Catherine Turner in the tweet in the chat.
You guys are better at this than I am. I haven't learned how to promote myself yet. Still to this day. Thank you, everybody.
Well, the YouTube covers. I've been watching those. One Direction quarantine stuff. Yeah.
Ooh.
How are you handling quarantine, Katie?
I've gotten thick. I've gotten really thick because all I can do is eat. And I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I'm suffering too bad because, to be honest, I never really left the house anyway. Like, I'm not even saying that. Like, haha, relatable. Like, I just never really left. You'd have to bribe me to leave the house, so it's nothing new. I've just been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. So
have I. Fantastic.
Oh my god, friend code. Let's visit each other.
I will do that.
I wanted to order it, and it wasn't available to order for another month. They're just sold out on Amazon. You can't get it anymore.
Get it on the
I had to settle on Pokemon. Like, I couldn't even get Animal Crossing.
Download it.
The most pathetic thing I've done is first download it on the Switch store, but also the most pathetic thing I've done is spent real money on like Nook Mile tickets and like bells.
How?
I spent $20.
How do you do that?
Okay, so in the beginning
Pocket
of the game,
edition?
No, on the actual Switch. What happened was in the beginning of the game when it came out, there was a glitch where you could duplicate things. Some people chose not to update their game, so now they made a whole business like just duplicating over and over and over and over.
I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh my god! What I do is I just buy a crap load of turnips and then hope that works eventually.
Go. I'll send you the Discord link. It's a whole economy. It's a black market. I just bought a moon. I bought a moon just like 20 minutes ago. I know, actually not 20 minutes ago. I've been on here like an hour ago for like 20 Nook Miles tickets. It's intense. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, you can always just ask me for tickets. I have plenty because I just do the game normally. But I cheat sometimes. I time travel because I'm a terrible person. But I don't care.
I was in like June. I'm back to normal now, but I time traveled too. Don't feel too bad. I look at people's islands and look so insecure. Like I have to time travel.
Yeah, my house is as big as it can be, but I just don't know. I mean, I love how they're rolling out the updates for this game, but that's another discussion.
Poor Adam can't relate. I'm so sorry.
I'm staring at my Switch, wishing I had Animal Crossing instead. I've
download it on the store.
It's money. I'm poor.
No, money. Oh my god. Oh. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Thank you for coming on.
Any last minute in the chat? Maybe we'll do like a rapid fire last round of questions. If you have any like 1-2 answer questions, because we're going to be wrapping this up in the next couple of minutes. So if you have any last minute thoughts, let us know really quickly. And yeah,
okay,
the FOMO on Adam's face. But yeah,
I hope these people get Disney Week.
It is. We are. It is. We are. I think top 5 week.
I just hope somebody doesn't sing "How Far I'll Go." I have to Colors of the Wind. If they sing Tori Kelly's rendition of "Color of the Wind" one more time, I'm going to. There's a whole catalog of Disney songs, and I want the country people, the boys with guitar, to stop singing "You Got a Friend in Me." I feel like Arthur wants to sing "You Got a Friend in Me."
I don't know what
they need versatility. We need a dream is a wish your heart makes. It's a small world,
No.
Obscure. I would go Meet the Robinsons. I love Meet the Robinsons. If either of you watch someone, the Rob Thomas, Little Wonders at the end, that would be my song.
Why has no country boy done Life is a Highway? That's literally.
I think someone did, didn't they?
No.
Highway.
No one did. Or Go the Distance from Hercules.
I love that song.
Reflection. No girl has done Reflection.
Holly Kavanagh did it.
Top before Disney
Week. 11. I remember that.
Not for Disney Week. They always do How Far I'll Go. I'm tired of it.
I have a signed autograph by Holly Kavanagh. I remember. I love that season. I got an autograph by Jax, Holly, Maddie.
Or you're not doing the same season. Okay. Keep going.
I don't know. Janelle Arthur. You don't remember these people. Angie Miller.
No, I remember these people. I met Angie Miller. Zealand.
Oh, she doesn't go by her name. Yeah, she has a different name now.
Yeah, she's really nice. She's cool. We talk.
Okay, we got one question in the chat. Favorite villager?
Yeah, we got one chat.
Oh, what's your fave villager on Animal Crossing? I don't know.
I'm gonna go nostalgic for when I first got Animal Crossing on the GameCube. I know the questions are for Katie, not for me, but I'm gonna answer anyway. My first Animal Crossing game on the GameCube, I don't know why I like Simpsons so much, but I did. So
I just like any cute one. Like if I don't like ugly villagers, I'm trying to kick all of mine out. I know
the dog.
KK Slider's not a
guitar.
Have him in your town permanently.
Who's the worst Animal Crossing villager? There's a monkey called Elyse. She's terrible. She's like a mole right here. She like big lips, ugly makeup.
I like Robot.
I hate him. He's ugly too. He's ugly. Period.
Yes, he's ugly, but that's the whole joke. Is that he's just a robot for some reason.
But not on my island. Ugly isn't a joke. Only pretty villagers. Oh God, am I a dictator? Oh, this is awful.
Katie is the god, and she is just plucking all the people that she decides out of the
That's
Animal Crossing.
plucking villagers like you pluck all the weeds, unfortunately.
Ooh, wow,
All right.
another thing Adam wouldn't get. Ooh, get that game. Adam, stop having FOMO. Get the game.
All right. Maybe I will. If I get it, will you guys add me? You got to promise.
Yes.
Well,
Eric?
I already did, so.
All right. Well, I do want to say, because like I said, my computer is now flashing me a warning. It says help, help, help. I want to say to our viewers who have stuck with us this entire time, thank you for continuing to support our podcast. This is, we do these for you guys. They're fun. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff that people always say at the end of their videos. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox. Where can we find you, Katie?
Hashtag Katie on every social media platform.
All right, and Eric?
Crasher for me. I will say this turned out to be an awesome surprise. And Katie, thank you so much, as always. Please come back again. This was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm even going to edit this because it was too good. It was perfect as is. Who cares?
Thank you so much, Katie. You made this so much more fun. It was just going to be a regular fun podcast, but you made it an extra fun podcast. So thank you so much. Like I said to our viewers, thanks for joining us. Until next time, I guess. Peace.